Welcome back to the channel. I got something for you today. Just like all my stuff, it's good. This is great. This is something that a lot of you guys aren't thinking about, and this is something that you really need to concentrate on. And I'm going to break it down for you in a way to where you can really think about it in three different levels. Okay, this is the three levels that you're going to be at in your investing career, and the three different levels that are going to make you wealthy. Okay, everybody wants to be wealthy, but they don't want to do the work, but you guys do. That's why you're watching this channel. That's why you're listening to me, and I'm trying to show you guys what it takes to run the long race. Remember, as I say over and over again, investing in real estate is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So we're going to talk about the sprint part of it today. We're going to talk about the marathon part of it today, and we're going to talk about making some money, some serious money, and retiring a wealthy investor instead of going through some of the trials that some of the other investors go through and they go broke. So I want you to understand that whenever you're investing in real estate, okay, one, two, three. There is today money, there is tomorrow money, and there is forever money. Now, let's break these down, all right? Today money, that's the cash that you would get off of a deal that you did today. Typically, that would be called wholesaling, okay? So today money is great because it gets you started in your real estate career and you start getting some momentum. You learn how the game is played. You do a couple deals, you kind of see, what I need out of a closing agent, or what I need to be buying at to make it profitable. And there again, now you guys that taken my course, you know what it takes to be profitable. These 10% market fluctuations, I don't participate in. But anyways, today money, which is going to be the highest tax bracket. There again, no tax advice offered, no legal advice. I never do. That's not my job. I'm a real estate investor. I'm not a tax strategist or any kind of legal advisor of any kind. So I can just tell you from experience that today money, you will pay the most taxes on, okay? Because you don't have a lot of deductions, period. If you're in business, you get money, you have deductions, you can, take that off and pay less taxes. But whenever you're wholesaling, okay, you don't have a lot into it. Now you got cost of leads, you got your time, maybe you can deduct your car, your phone, your gas or whatever, things like that, or an office, whatever level you're on, okay? So that today money will cost you the most, all right? So today money's good, all right? You can easily, in this business, you can easily do a six-figure year, okay? That means $100,000 or more. You can easily do a six-figure year in today money. Some of you guys are doing seven figures, in the wholesaling industry. So, I mean, it's good, but remember, as you get all that money, old Uncle Sam's going to take some chunks out of it, and he's going to hurt your feelings, because the higher you climb the ladder, the deeper he digs into your pocket and takes your money. So if you're wholesaling and making $100,000 a year, he's going to dig at one level. If you're wholesaling and you're making $1 million a year, he's going to dig a lot deeper level, and he's going to take more. So therefore, you need to start changing your strategy into tomorrow money. Okay, these are three levels: today money, wholesaling. Tomorrow money would be where you're going to make more money than a wholesale deal, but you're going to start doing some fix and flips. Okay, maybe some major rehabs, maybe some minor rehabs, but you'll have a lot more deductions. Now you will make more money. And what this is going to do also is it's going to sharpen you on your real estate journey and your real estate career to understand more and more about the craft that you're partaking in. And your craft is making money off of real estate. Okay, so you're an investor. That's your craft. All right, so we got the today money. We're understanding now that the tomorrow money is the money where we make a fix and flip. Let's say we make $20,000, $30,000 on assignment fee for today money. Well, with a fix and flip, we might make 70, 80, 100, 200,000 even on something. Depending on your area, depending on your price. I know I'm throwing you the numbers out there, and some of you guys are thinking 200,000, but look, it's a real deal. It just depends on your area. If the average home in your area is 150,000, 200,000, no, you're not going to make 100 grand on that house. But for the level that you're at and the house the area that you're in, those houses, you can still make good assignments. Even on a $150,000 house, you can still make $20,000 assignments all day long if you run your numbers and you buy right. If you don't look at that little $10,000 assignment or $5,000 assignment fee as a real deal, that's not a real deal. Those are speculated deals where you're hoping and you're praying, Lord, if I throw enough crap on the wall, maybe some of it will stick. That's not sound, solid real estate investing principles, and that's what we're going to teach. That's all I teach is sound investing strategies. Okay, so you do some fix and flips. You know, you got your tomorrow coming. Now you're making more money. Now your next strategy is to jump over to your forever money. Okay, so your forever money is your buy and hold. This is the money that's going to retire you and be an inheritance for your children's children. In the Bible it says, you know, that a good man will make an inheritance for his children's children. Okay? And that's what you want to do, and that's what your forever money is for. Now, you know, you make your money, you enjoy a little bit of your lifestyle and stuff, you can pay your bills, and if you're a sharp investor, you know, and you're serious about this and not just thinking, ooh, new Lamborghinis and penthouses, you know, you're going to be looking for the long game. This is a marathon, not a sprint, remember? So you're going to be looking for the long game, which is your buy and hold. All right? So you take that money, because you're going to be making more money now on your fix and flips, and you start sticking it back, buying you a house here, buying you a house there. Remember, no tax strategies, no legal advice. I'm just telling you how things work. I'm not offering any kind of tax or legal advice. So with that number one strategy, tax man's going to eat you alive. With the number two strategy, if you don't do something with that money, because you're going to make more money per deal, okay? You're going to make more money per deal. So if you don't start doing something with that money, of course, whenever it comes down to it, you're going to have to pay more. So when you jump over to your buy and your hold strategy, what you're looking for typically is a 10+ year strategy. You know, your wholesaling, your today money is like, you know, a week, a month, whatever it takes to sell the deal strategy. Your buy and hold, I mean, your fix and flip, you know, you're talking about, you know, a few months, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, whatever it takes, you know, to buy it, to fix it, and then to actually put it on the retail market and completely sell it, or if you want to owner finance it or do a lease option, or one of several different strategies to see. That is a good strategy for your forever money. If you have those wholesale deals, you find a good one, and you decide to buy and hold it and rehab it, then you could actually do something like a lease option, because you got all your money into it, so that's all deductible. So now you do a lease option, and you've turned that into a forever money. Most lease options, I'm just going to be honest with you, it's just the numbers game and the way it is. Most lease options would never get taken up, and the people do not exercise their options. So there's a lot of upsides for you as an investor to an option, a lease option. And even if they do, if you give them, let's say, a 5-year lease and a buyout option at 5 years, your lease should be written, lease option should be written where you have appreciation written into it, you know, therefore, because you're an investor. You're in this game to make money, okay? So you should have your appreciation written into it and what the future price would be that you're going to sell them the property at after the end if they decide to take over and buy it out of lease option. So with your forever money, even if they do that, just think, you made more money, took you 5 years, okay, 3 years, whatever you make the lease for, they decided to buy it, and I'm telling you, very few people ever do. But if they do decide to buy it, you just take that money and roll it into some more properties, and you don't have to pay the taxes on that either, okay? But if you start buying those forever money houses and you start stuffing them back in your portfolio, that forever money is going to be what you retire on. Now, will you have to pay taxes eventually? Yeah, you know, you have to pay it. It's just, it is what it is. But the difference will be that you have appreciation for all those years that you held that property. You have an increase in value. Okay, very seldom does real estate go down in value in long-term cycles. Real estate goes down in value in short-term cycles, like typically, you know, a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years, and then it begins to go back up. And usually when it goes back up, it starts to go up kind of quick a lot of times. It'll kind of do like this instead of doing like this, okay? So when you're buying for that forever money, remember, that's your retirement. That's the one that's going to get you across the finish line, have an inheritance for your children's children, you know, and truly make you wealthy in this business. Now, there are so many strategies in real estate to use to buy real estate and sell real estate, but these three things are the basis of the real estate investing career. You know, today money, tomorrow money, forever money, because those are your exit strategies. You know, wholesale, buy, fix and flip, buy and hold, and that's pretty much sums it up. Those are your strategies that you use to make wealth. So I want to encourage you, you know, as you're looking at your portfolios and you're looking at what you're doing and you get time into the business, you know, that you start doing some of these things to get your forever money in place. Because that's your retirement. You may be young, you might be 20 years old, 25 years old, and you might have, you know, a lot of years ahead of you, but you may not want to work all those years. You may want to sit back and cash flow them houses. Think about this here. If you have them houses today, and 20 years from now they've gained in appreciation, they've gained in value, well, you may have some of them paid off by that time. And you may not want to sell them and just cash out, but every one of those houses, if you got, you know, if you bought a couple a year, 2, 3, 4 a year, you know, you may have 30, 40, 50 in your portfolio. And some of those houses are completely paid off. Now you've got a monthly income that you don't have to pay all the capital gains on because you didn't sell the asset. Okay, but you've still got that monthly residual coming into you, you know, to be able to live and survive without being stressed or strained. So I just encourage you, as you know, as you go through your investing career, remember these 3 levels and focus on that 3rd one, because that's the long game. That's why I said real estate wealth. Real estate wealth is not a sprint. It is a marathon. Because yeah, you can do some deals today. That's the sprint deal, you know, the wholesale deal. That's the sprint deal. That's the right now, the today money. You know, let's do it quick. You know, 30 days or 1 week or whatever your strategy is. But remember to really gain true wealth. Because if you pay the tax man 50% of what you get, you're not gaining wealth. The tax man's getting richer, and you're just chasing another deal. So you want to think about that long game. And that long game is your forever money, and that's your retirement. So think about these things as you go through your investing career. Glad to see you guys on the channel. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, hit me up at House Flipping Masters. Join my group. You know, get some great tips on there. Some things to think about. Some of the buzzwords in the industry. You know, some of the phrases that you hear out there that are driving me nuts because I'm old school and everything's just recycled. I'm just telling you, ain't nothing new. None of this stuff that you hear out there is new to you, maybe because you're brand new in the industry, but it's been around. They just changed the name, put another name on it, you know, and go again. And somebody else says, oh, they're so smart and they're so famous, but it's been around for so long. Anyways, I just encourage you guys to come back and check us out again, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.